All right, now if you have replaced the float gasket in here and you need to replace a switch, the way this is set up, if you look at it, there's a single hole and then there's slotted holes. And the reason for those is so that you can adjust the switch. On the back is a metal plate. Instead of having bolts, they use a threaded metal plate. And I like to have the switch plate taken down to work on them in this way. So the first one you put in is what I call a pivot switch. You put the screw in, set the plate on it. Okay, and then you just line up the holes through the switch. Now the reason for that slot is so that you can adjust the switch. Okay? And both switches have the same assembly. So you can kind of snug this up just a little bit, and this one just a little bit, but you can still tip them. So normally I put this, starting them out, I'll put that switch all the way down, right across here. Then what you want to do is take a magic marker or a pencil or a pen and draw a line across here, right on the bottom, before you do anything else. Then you can hook your wires up and adjust that switch for wherever it fits. And you'll be able to look at the line, and it takes very little adjustment. So what you want to do is set it on there, adjust it, and see where the water comes up or doesn't come up on the still. If you have to adjust it from there, then you can make little tiny adjustments based off of that line, and then tighten these two screws down just a little more. So the line on there is real important so that you don't spend hours trying to adjust it and get it to work properly. Now, if you'll notice the one little trick here, these two contacts on this end, one is normally open, one is normally closed. There's a little deal on the other side of the switch that says NONC. All you need to know that this side is the feed, okay? And then it switches between these two. So when you push it down, this one's activated. When it comes up, the top one's activated. And if you'll notice on the right here, the contacts come on the bottom one on the main heating element switch. The water fill switch, the wires are hooked on the top. So that's an easy way to remember which way they go so you don't put it on the wrong one. If you put it on the wrong one, it's going to work backwards. In other words, the fan and heating element are going to run when there's no water in the still. When it gets water in, it'll shut off. That's not right. The other one is the water fill switch. What it's going to do is it won't start up. In other words, it won't let water come in unless you lift this up, and then it'll start. So both of those will be backwards if they're in the wrong place. So it's the top connection here, the bottom connection here. The single ones are the hot or the feed for the wire. So the same thing, you've got the autofill switch is put on the same way. Set up here, draw a line, then you can adjust it.